Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting off with a legacy challenge video. Believe it or not, I am actually going to be trying to kind of renovate this build. So this is my thing with EA builds. I follow Little Simsy and I know she has created a few EA builds, and I know that she says that EA tries to do things that are compatible across all servers essentially, so like everybody's computer, like it'll work and blah blah blah, all of those things. But I think my biggest thing with EA builds, so anyway, this is where our legacy family is living. I want to redo it just because I feel like we could just make it more our own and not necessarily so generic. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I just feel that we could spice it up and make it our own and make it something that's, different and fits well for us. So I first wanted to start by taking down that fountain and the walls and in the fencing and everything, and I wanted to put like one big hedge around it essentially. I will say I understand EA's dilemma with having to make sure everything works and all of that, but I just wish sometimes they would potentially, I just wanted to see how it would look with everything together. Also, you can tell by the end I actually decide to remove the planters because I decided to do new windows, and this is going to be in two parts. I was filming it and it was getting incredibly long. You guys, I spent so much time on the outside, believe it or not, which is not something I typically do, but I really wanted to try things. I'm not gonna let me doing these fountains. You guys, I'm embarrassed for myself. Truthfully, I was gonna cut it out, but then I was like, no, leave it in. Maybe somebody has some suggestions. Also, I hate that did that instead of keeping it separate. It really bothered me. So I feel like I had a good idea because I liked the idea of what I was doing, and then what do you call it? I'm sorry. I liked what I was doing, and then I didn't like it, and so I deleted all of it. But point being, I really want to invest more into my building and not just slapping down someone else's build, which is not to say that people have so many amazing builds on the sim gallery. I think I just want to make things more my own because I end up changing everything anyway. So I think for me, I'm always just well, what's the point if I'm just going to change everything anyway and just make it my own? Not in a mean way. It's just more so do I really need to go through the trouble of finding a home I like only to delete half of it and make it my own? This is the dumbest idea I ever had, by the way, because I was trying to do a platform thing. I didn't like it because I liked the fountain feature, but I didn't love what fountain they did. Also, I decided to do a gate because I thought it looked really cute. I don't know. That's just me, though. I actually really like that little front fencing area. But anyway, I just decided to do something a little different. What do you call it? And then I decided to combine it all because I was just you know what, let me make it just a fun geometric shape. But again, I struggled with this, but I don't hate what it turned out to be. I wish I had a better vision, and then I was gonna do something fun like this, and then I was like, no. And then I decided to do the 3 across because I felt like that was probably the best. And then I was gonna do lantern. I didn't want to add too much, though. That's my problem is I add too much. Sorry, I'm just watching this back and Jesus Christ, what was I thinking? Here we are. Sorry, this is where I test which flowers I feel would look best. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like I rely too much on other people instead of trying to make it my own and make it something, I don't know, that could be nice and that I can do for myself instead of other people doing it for me. But that doesn't always pan out, so give me one sec. Sorry about that. I just needed to fix something real quick. But yeah, so I definitely want something more authentic to me. And then I start placing these trees. Trees always get me because I want them to be half sizes, and then I feel I never do the trees right. I don't think I take that out in the end, but Now looking back on it, I probably will. I like what he did with it. I don't necessarily 100% love it just because I don't feel as if I'm the best builder, but that's the thing. I want to practice to get better, and I think I've said this like 100 times. I'm just saying it again because, you know, if you're feeling bad about your build in The Sims, like, you know, everybody has to start somewhere. And I think I mentioned Little Simsy because she's just so great at building, and she always just like does these like long elaborate builds, and I'm just like, God, she's so good at it. I'm more of a gameplay person. I always have been. Like, my cousin and I used to play together. Like, she would build a house, but I would play because she liked the building and I liked playing. So there is that. You'll see me pause a lot, and it's really just because I'm like thinking of what to do. Sometimes I'm like, okay, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? Definitely wanted to have like a lounge by the pool. So I don't have like the desert kit, or so, I think that's what it's called, something like that. What do you call it? And that, I'm trying to think. It's like the Desert Luxe kit or something like that. Like, it was free for a while, and then like it wasn't, and I didn't have a PC at the time, so I didn't get the free version. And I think no, I didn't buy it, but they have like a beautiful like bar area that you can put in a pool. Anyway, I've always wanted to recreate that. I'm just like, I hate when my Sims use the bar. And the reason I hate it is because of the fact that they then, what do you call it? They leave drinks there. They are always drinking something. And then like, it's just, they're always making something. I'm just like, my gosh, not even people in real life are this bad. But yeah, so I decided to make a greenhouse as well. I just feel like that fit the vibe very well, and I want, I don't know, I just feel like greenhouses are really cute and stuff. So I just wanted that for my Sims. Sorry, there's commotion going on outside. So I want them to start like a little cute garden and everything, and then I just wanted it to be like, so this is the thing. There's a quote-unquote cheat if you have seasons and plants aren't growing in every season. It's, you know, because they're seasonal and whatever, just like throw a roof over it and it'll be considered sheltered, and then you can, you know, grow whatever plants you want, whatever time of year you want. Fun fact. I don't know if I'm sure people know that and do things with that, whatever. But anyway, sorry. Okay. Also, I really do love these like fun animal hedges. I kind of wish they had more. Sometimes I do like a whole, see, I wish there was like a half size in between. Ugh, it bothers me. Anyway, I wish there were more animal ones. Sorry, I just want to put like, not random trees, but like just a lot of trees, because I don't know, I feel like there's so many different types of trees. Like, oh god, this was my biggest problem. I'm not gonna lie. So like, I knocked down the entire upstairs, right? Sorry, back to the trees real quick. There's like so many different types of trees in my neighborhood, and I just love looking at all of them. So I feel like having an eclectic bunch of trees is okay. Not that I feel like I should have to justify my choices, but I do because that's who I am. Okay, I just wanted to delete everything, but I wanted to keep like the same like framework of the house, but I didn't necessarily want to keep the same floor plan because I think a lot of people have noticed like The Sims like definitely builds rooms like way too big, and I'm not saying I don't, but I try to do it with like in reason. Like, a baby's gonna need a little bit more room because there's so many more baby items, and I'd rather like use certain things like as a rec room, if that makes sense, like, you know, like a game room or an office or a photography studio, just like things like that. Also, I tend to, when I do builds, like, I generally put like a generic floor down and everything just so I can have like flooring covered, because in The Sims 3 there was like a moodlet, like if your walls weren't painted or if your floors weren't done, like Sims would get really upset about it. So there is that. And then I usually do like a generic wallpaper just because, like, again, just to make sure that everything is covered. And I will say this video will end in a few minutes and I don't necessarily finish, like, I get like the floor plan done, so like I thought like office, bedroom, bathroom, things like that. Again, it's really just because sometimes I forget to finish the walls or I forget to finish like painting and stuff like that. I feel like I've gotten better about it in The Sims 4, but anyway. But yeah, so I just really wanted to lay out like a floor plan, and it's like sometimes I just I think about doing like the method of putting things down just so you know like which room's which. I just never like that, but like that's never something like I've done, so like I just never want to do that. And then another bathroom, bedroom, bathroom, bedroom, potential workout spot, because I don't know how many kids I want, but I definitely, you know, like, and then like a half bath or something like that, just so we can have some bathrooms, because I feel like there's people always fighting for spots, and if we decide to have like 6 kids or 5 kids, whatever it might be, my poor son, she's really gonna go through it. I just want to make sure we have enough. And then again, just like that floor plan, I just like always like picking something different. And then clearly using tile for bathroom, using wood or carpet for rooms. And then see, I thought I picked like a dark brown, and then I realized that it was black, and I didn't like that. And I also decided to use like different lights for different rooms. Yeah, I go back and like do this like nice like walnut color. I think it just looks so much nicer than like that dark black color. Just I didn't like it. I thought I liked it because again I thought it was like a darker wood. Didn't like it. Sorry, I'm like looking at the lights too, like seeing if I want to change anything, because I always have like a hard time because I definitely pick the same thing. So I like when I build things, I definitely want to try to go out of my comfort zone and try to pick things I don't normally like, but then I don't like them. It's a whole thing. But I tried to pick items I don't normally choose and within reason, you know, like I'm not gonna pick like a half working door or something like that. So things like that. Yeah. Oh, that's when I realized I have to do things like incrementally. But I did want to delete that flooring because I just didn't like the way it looked. Like it looked kind of stupid. And then I deleted like that railing right there because I was just like, oh no, it kind of looks stupid. Anyway, but yeah, so I kind of, you know, and then I decide on the windows because I wanted to keep like a similar style of everything because I didn't want to kind of like deviate too much. Like I wanted everything to just kind of be similar in the sense of like same style, just like updated, if that makes sense. But yeah, I actually really like these windows. I like putting a lot of windows. I like a lot of natural light in my Sims builds. Like I really don't care what anybody says. Like that's just how I personally feel. But yeah, so I like the layout of the upstairs a lot better now. I feel like the space is utilized better, even if it seems like too much. At least I'm like, okay, but at least it's a useful space. Like before I felt like it was just a lot of wasted space, a lot of big rooms just to have big rooms, if that makes sense. And then I also readjusted the windows because I realized like half the windows are fine and like the other half are like half-assed, which was cool. Loved that on my part. And then I started with the bathrooms, and then I realized like at this point like the video is getting too long, but I'm just like, okay, I'll just finish this bathroom, or I'll finish the bathrooms upstairs and then decide. But you'll definitely catch the other part on Thursday. I meant to upload on Monday, but Monday got away from me as it normally does. So I might do Tuesday through Saturday uploads, or yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna try to do Monday through Friday to Legacy and 300 Babies. But yeah. So just laying down the tile then for the bathrooms. I like to keep them in like a similar style, if that makes sense, but then like different coloring or something. Oh my god, this was so annoying. I don't know why this always does this. It's like the worst thing. But that's where I'm gonna wrap up the video for today, everybody. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Catch part 2 on Thursday, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!